Tonight's Gooder Entertainment production is brought to you by The Chopping Block, Minotti Woodcrafters, Pinkerton Pit Barbecue, Texas Oil Dogs, JB Waterwell, All Fired Up Barbecue Cook-Off, Texas Original Charcoal, the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, Smoke and Magic, Texas High Roller Events, Laredo Roofing Solutions, Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, The Barbecue Store, Mr. Keen Sharpening Service, Cosmos Q Products, Half-Ass Cookers, Damn Yankee Texas Barbecue, Rectag, Quattro D Drums, We Branded Promotions, Texas Barbecue Bash, and Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
What's up? I'm Cosmo, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show. So grab a drink, park your ass, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing.
Hey, we got any more beer in here? All right, I'm sorry. I won't talk again. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, Robbie.
I call it bass boat.
Bass boating?
If you ever seen a bass boat go down the water and everything like that?
Oh, and he nailed it. Oh, shit. Hashtag bass boat.
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
And stamp it.
Hey there, everybody. This is Aaron the Retro Guy, host of the Morning Roast Radio Show, and you're locked in to the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Give it to them, fellas.
Hi, my name's Reagan Brazier of La Pasadena. You're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Are y'all high? Because I am. Enjoy the show.
What's going on, everyone? This is Carlos Calzada from Smoking Nose Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Toma!
This Kid Folk with Canned Heat Barbecue. We're going to the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Let's all drop in.
Are you ready to turn up the heat?
1. Let's go!
Because you've just tuned in to the one and only So Smokin' Gooder Show. We're coming to you live from Bullhorn Barbecue headquarters in Cypress, Texas. This is the show where we talk all things barbecue and brews, and you better believe we're here to have a good time. Get ready for the man who knows barbecue like the back of his hand, the guy who can tell you the difference between an IPA and a stout blindfolded, and the life of every party, your barbecue pitmaster and the host with the most, Rob Arocha. Whether you're part of the Gooder Gang or just here for the special guest, barbecue competition updates, or maybe even to rate some boxes, strap in, fire up those smokers, and crack open a cold one, because the So Smokin' Gooder Show starts now.
Yes, what is up, and good evening and happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Life for Me after spending a week in Seattle. Last time I was with you guys and gals, I was hopping on a jet plane early in the morning to go to Seattle. While I'm back, I arrived back yesterday evening and then jumped off the plane and went straight to my son's championship baseball game. I say baseball because we're talking barbecue or baseball and barbecue with our guest tonight, Mr. Jeff Cohen and Leonard Aberman of the Baseball and BBQ podcast. I'm excited to have them on as guests of our show, as I was just on their show about 2 weeks ago. So I'm excited to have them join the Gooder Gang and introduce them to you guys and you guys to them. They have a wonderful show, and we'll get to them here shortly. But before we do any and all of that, let me bring my producer, Ty Cobb, in the house. What is up, my man? How are you?
What's happening?
Ty Cobb, you got a name for baseball and barbecue.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk some baseball tonight, and also talk barbecue. But it's always good to have like a change of pace, especially with the World Series starting and everything. And my Braves aren't in it, your Houston Astros aren't in it, so I guess we just got to talk the collective love for baseball that we have.
Well, only two groups of fans are in it, and the LA Dodgers are back in the World Series, and the Canadian friends, the Blue Jays of Toronto, they win it in excitable fashion. I happened to be in Seattle for Game 7 Monday night. I was actually there for the Texans fiasco on Monday Night Football. I was in Seattle for that game, but at the very same time at 5 p.m. Yes, let's go Blue Jays. At 5 p.m. Pacific time, 7 o'clock Central time, the Game 7 of the ALCS between the Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays started. And so I got to I was in a sports bar we were tailgating prior to the kickoff for the Texans game, and we got to see like the first 4 innings of the game. And the Mariners were up 3-1 when at last I saw, and then I got a message that our former Houston Astros MVP, Mr. George Springer, hit a go-ahead 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th inning to take. So we'll talk about that game with these gentlemen tonight here in just a minute.
You could hear in the stadium when everyone started getting the news that the Mariners had lost. I mean, you could hear it, and everybody was like, "Oh,
oh, trust me, I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it.
I mean, you can hear it on TV too. So.
I didn't know." Gabe Medina's in the house. Good evening from Luling, Texas. We're going to get to the Gooder Gang here in just a second, but I wanted to share some pictures here before we get started. This was Mount Rainier. Very awesome, beautiful. The Pacific Northwest is absolutely gorgeous. I enjoyed the heck out of my trip. But there's there's T-Mobile Park, home of the Mariners, right there. This is again at Mount Rainier with me and the family. We had a wonderful time. My son took that photo. Look at him getting there. He's becoming a little photographer because that's the photo he took right there in that pose right there. So it was just gorgeous. This is just beautiful part of the country. That's Snoqualmie Falls in Snoqualmie, Washington. The Gooder Gang is represented. We tagged the city here, Ty. We tagged the city. That's from Cary Park. Space Needle. There's the Salish Sea, I believe is what they call that. Mount Rainier's there in the background. It was a little too cloudy. You couldn't see it. That's picturesque. This is Deception Pass. Me and my son, Evan.
Evan, make sure your internet's off, please.
Is it lagging? Are we lagging?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes. We shouldn't be. I shouldn't have any of those problems. I had to get a picture with the pig. I think that pig likes me. Look at him. He's all snuggled up next to me.
Did you get to throw any fish?
I didn't, but this is where the fish market is.
Sweet.
Pike's Market. Pike's Public Market. There it is right there. Right underneath that sign is where they throw the fish. This is the famous gum wall.
Yep.
And it's been tagged by the So Smoking Gooder Show. If you guys are ever in Seattle at Pike's Market, there's probably like 4 or 5 So Smoking Gooder Show stickers that I hope are going to be there for a long time. There's another one right there in the center. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's a famous coffee shop there. This is the Fremont Street Troll. I'm not going to go over too many of these guys. I'm not going to bore you. Another tagged pole in the city. This is me at right in front of the game at Lumen Field. There's Diane and I. There's the family. And I love this photo.
Yeah, that's the picture I saw.
This has, for those that don't realize it, I loved the colors of the Seahawks, and that's what I modeled my team Bullhorn Barbecue on, and the So Smoking Gooder Show. So if those colors look familiar, that is why. right there. That's Lumen Field is absolutely gorgeous. There's the sea in the background, the city
Loud
to
as
the
hell.
right. What's that?
Was it loud as hell?
Oh, super loud, super loud.
Right.
They do a good job. And in our seats, we were way the hell up. But hey, we were in the stadium.
You're in there, baby.
We was in there. And that's gonna do it. So that was the a little rundown of our trip. Yeah, we had a great time. Much needed. Take a break from the everyday life, and back at it already. It went super quick. All right, Ty, let's play some music, and we're gonna get our guests in here tonight. Like you said, we're coming off the Jack. I was just at the Jack. We'll get Ty's comments from the Jack here in a minute with the barbecue and baseball gentlemen. Here we got Steve Quint in the house first in. Hey, everyone, let's go. Larry Vaughn, afternoon from North Jersey. What's up, Gooder Gang from the Triple Threat Vets podcast. Lucas Armstrong, all the way from Australia. Good afternoon. Michael Ramirez, what's up, Gooder Gang? What is wrong with our Texans? Did it look as bad on TV as it did in full life HD format in the stadium? Because they're in some bad shape for the offensively. Defensively, they're great. Anyway, I'll tell you later. Barbecue, what's up, Gooder Gang? Nicho Hernando, evening, Gooder Gang. Bobby Stewart, oh, damn, my favorite part of Wednesday night, barbecue. All right, I like it. Let's go. James Park, would be for you, still morning here. Where are you at, James? Are you also in Australia? Barbecue Bash, Texas Barbecue Bash, gang. They had a successful event. I'll get Colin back on to talk about that. And he's got another one coming up in the spring here, closer to home for me. Johnny Maggs in the house. He's been a guest on Baseball and Barbecue. We got Favre fan. What's up, Gooder Gang? Jason Sagmiller, I got to see. Hey, yeah, good seeing you, Rob, yesterday. I immediately got off the plane because I thought you were in Seattle, and I said I was this morning, but I'm here now. Steve Older, let's go Blue Jays. Gabe Medina checking in from Luling. What is up, my man? Bobby Stewart, Skinny Kid. Oh, Springer Dingy. Springer. Sorry, my wife just got home. AJ George, what's up, Gooder Gang? Brian Fox, bring Eddie back. Eddie has been back. James Dodson, great picture. Thank you, my man. Dwayne Booher, what is up, guys? Yeah, they don't have much of a tailgating scene there, Bobby. Not much. That's the only downfall. Chris Hatcher party. Donnie Howard also been on the Baseball and Barbecue podcast. Party people, Chris Hatcher, what's up? There's Braden. What's up, man? How are you? James Park, Queensland. Lucas is from South Wales. All right. Miguel Sanchez, what's up, Gooder Gang? And my pits are burning. What's up, homies? All right, 31 of you guys checking in to get started on this show. Again, we're going to change the pace tonight, but we're still talking baseball and barbecue. All right, let's bring them on right now. We've been talking about their names, but let's get to know them. The Gooder Gang, who will introduce you guys here, but we're talking about Jeff Cohen and Leonard Aberman from the Baseball and Barbecue podcast. They have a wonderful podcast. They are also one of the longest running baseball and barbecue, probably the longest running baseball and barbecue, but they're one of the longest running barbecue podcasts out there. Episode 313 just hit your airwaves. You can find them on all podcast formats. They've had the likes of baseball legends, Bobby Valentine, Carlos Baerga, which I love seeing that, Buck Showalter, the manager of many baseball teams, Curtis Granderson, Clint Hurdle, another major league manager. And then, of course, they've had some barbecue legends, John Marcus, who started Barbecue Pit Masters. And then they've had the likes of guys you know well. We just mentioned Donnie, Bill Purvis, Red Robles. Yours truly was just on there. They have a wonderful show, and I'm excited for you guys to get to meet them because I had a wonderful time on their show a couple weeks back. We're talking again about Leonard Hollywood Aberman, and Jeff Cohen from Baseball and Barbecue podcast. Welcome, gentlemen. I appreciate you coming on our show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Rob.
Yes, absolutely. So, like I just mentioned, one of the longest running barbecue podcasts that are out there. They started in December of 2017. We started in the same year of 17. So, and we also just celebrated 300 episodes recently. I know how dedicated and time, effort, all of it takes to continue to do something like this. I don't know if you guys know it, but we are like in the upper 95 percentile, 99 percentile of shows that last this long. Normally they last 3 to 4 months and then they're done. But not you guys. You kept it going. What makes y'all keep going on this thing?
That's a good question. We're just having fun. I mean, we're having a great time meeting people like yourself, people in the barbecue world, people in the baseball world. It opened doors for us. We made a couple trips, went to Kansas City for the Negro Leagues Museum and going to see a ball game there, and met some of our friends there, Artie Davis, who's in the Barbecue Hall of Fame. So we went down to Jersey. We met one of our good friends who we just met there, Ray Sheehan, and he's a pit master, a great chef. He has a couple books out. It just opened the doors, and we just keep having fun with it.
Absolutely. I forgot to mention y'all are avid New York Mets baseball fans, right?
Well, we're not too proud of that.
Oh, we can talk about the history of the 1986 Mets. I think I'm a Braves fan, but the Mets team, we're gonna have to talk about that. Sorry, Rob.
No, 86 Mets. I told them when I was on their show, the Mets have broke my heart one time, and it was the 86 Mets. They continue to break y'all's hearts to this day, I bet.
It says Leonard's mic is not connected, so your mic is not working, Leonard. Sorry.
Oh, and it just
I got to do the talking.
It's all you, Jeff. Leonard, you might want to.
Len's the one who usually does all the talking.
I know. I was wondering why you was being a little quiet tonight. Leonard, it's saying that your mic is not working. Maybe you just refresh and come back in, and we'll bring you back. Ty will bring you back in once you get settled in. But Leonard normally is doing some of the talking here. But I got you, Jeff. I got you on here. I mentioned some of the barbecue people that you've had on. What kind of tied the two? What made y'all decide to do a both? Because they go hand in hand, baseball and barbecue.
Oh yeah. If you go to any stadium, you'll see a barbecue stand there. It's quite like accident. Like a lot of these things happen. Leonard and I are in the backyard barbecuing with our families, and we're just talking baseball, and then he's teaching me how to cook. And next thing you know, I said, why don't we just record this, and maybe a couple people will listen. And 8 years later, they're still listening.
I love it. Leonard, are you back?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, good. Jeff, you're doing great. I've taught you well, Grasshopper. You don't need me. He doesn't need me.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, what does barbecue look like in New York? We've heard people say, yeah, I'm going to go do some barbecuing in the backyard. They're not talking about really smoking meats. A lot of the times they're just talking about grilling some burgers, some hot dogs, and that's known as barbecue. And down south, down here, we don't really we call it grilling. So what does the barbecue scene look like up in New York? I know it's changing with the evolution of these barbecue shows and whatnot. But how about 8 years ago when we were getting started here? What did the barbecue scene look like then?
Well, it's still you're not finding a lot of offset smokers in backyards. I mean, it's a lot of gas grills. It's a lot of kettle grills, Weber kettles. But there's a lot more smoking of food. It's not as much hamburgers and hot dogs and things like that. People are really, I think all these shows, just like they've done everywhere else, I think they're making people in New York head to the stores. They're getting their big green eggs, very popular. Weber Smoky Mountain is the gateway grill, the gateway smoker. And people are starting to do a lot more smoking. Barbecue restaurants are opening up more and more. I mean, we've got one of the best. It makes all the top lists. Of course, now I forget the name of it, as usual. It's in Red Hook, Brooklyn.
Homestead Barbecue.
Right. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, Homestead. Yes.
I actually have heard of that barbecue restaurant.
Bobby Durney?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bobby Durney?
Billy Durney.
Yeah.
Billy Durney.
And of course, we've got Pig Beach in Astoria, Queens, which is making a name for itself as well.
Matt Abdu and Shane McBride.
Yeah. So
Pig Beach barbecue. It brings in a lot of famous barbecuers. I've seen Kerry Bringle there. I've seen Tuffy Stone. Our good friend Joey Machado travels up there and competes in that. That seems like a y'all have attended that. I know we talked about that. Talk about that contest and what that means to the area to have some of those barbecue legends up there.
Well, it's both it's mainly a fundraiser, but it also has a contest component as well. So, like you said, a lot of these famous pitmasters come to New York, to Pig Beach. It's for a fundraiser for the Jeff Mitchner Foundation, who unfortunately he passed away at a very young age, leaving a young wife and daughter. So they raise money for them. And you have all these pitmasters come up. John Marcus was there. Amy Mills was there. Like you said, Joey Machado. Tuffy Stone goes there. So, yeah, a lot of people come up there. Kerry Bringle was there. And they have fun, raise money, they compete. And it's just a great time. It's for a great cause. And the thing is, all these people, they love each other. The community is so welcoming and so loving that, you can ask them anything and they'll give you any advice you ask for.
Oh yeah,
wonderful.
One year they had Rodney Scott was there one year. This year Jess Pryles was the MC. It is unbelievable. I say for one weekend, New York is the epicenter of the barbecue universe, and they come together, no egos. I mean, you've got Tuffy Stone, Chris Lilly, Amy Mills, well known, and then you've got some guys who, they're known to us. Tank Jackson is there, on and on, and just no egos. They're cooking for the people, and they're answering questions. They're posing for pictures, and they're just doing it for a good cause, because the barbecue community is one of the most incredible communities, most caring. I don't care what anybody says. The barbecue community is the best. There is nothing else better than the barbecue community.
Yeah, that was one of the episodes on Barbecue USA, and that is the production company that did our intro. That I was Nick Panagopoulos with the Barbecue USA did our intro. No, I love the fact that barbecue is expanding, and you get to meet these pit masters that we see on television. That I'm talking about for the New York crowd, because a lot of the main contests are basically Kansas City is about as far north as you're going to get for the big contest. The American Royal is in Kansas City, coming up in 2 weeks, by the way. I don't know if y'all are planning on going to that. We'll be there. We got the Memphis in May, obviously in Memphis, Houston, and the Jack that just happened in Lynchburg, Tennessee. So those are where you see a lot of those quote unquote celebrity barbecue pit masters. But it is nice that they are able to go up there and kind of give bring a taste of the South up into New York and let them really see barbecue, because it's great. You'll have some recognizable restaurants, but it is also nice to see like a Rodney Scott go there and do a whole pig, right? And do that and showcase his skill up in there. Because you're right. They're some of the greatest people that I've met in barbecue, and I'm sure you guys experience the same thing. Let's talk about that. Y'all have any memorable, barbecue people? I'm seeing a lot of baseball comments in here. So if you guys have comments, barbecue or baseball related, and we'll get producer Ty in here. Ty, I want you in here as our co-host tonight, not just the producers. If you have
Ty Cobb, how could you not have his Ty Cobb? You got to have him.
Ty Cobb, for those that do not realize, is a well, I'll let Leonard or Jeff talk about who the baseball player Ty Cobb is, because they all know the legendary producer Ty Cobb, but who is the baseball player Ty Cobb? Who wants to tackle that one? Who was Ty Cobb?
Well, Ty Cobb is one of the first 5 members of the Baseball Hall of Fame. They have a first-class wall just dedicated to the first 5 members: Babe Ruth, Walter Johnson, Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner, and the 5th name escapes me. But the largest vote getter for that one class, the first class, was Mr. Ty Cobb, and he is right in the middle of the 5 plaques. So yes, Ty Cobb is a pretty big deal in the baseball world.
Absolutely. Known as obviously a great ball player, but he had a little attitude, a little swagger to his play.
There was a lot of things written about him. We don't know whether all true or not. I mean, there was a book that was really put him as a really terrible person. But then there's another
Yeah.
book that calls him a terrible beauty. So you got to take it for what it's worth. I mean, got to confirm your sources and know the history.
Yeah, absolutely. Ty, have you had any research on Ty Cobb? I'm sure you've
Oh
been
my
asked
God,
this
yeah.
question.
Thank you. Christy Matheson was the fifth. Thank you.
Yeah, so everyone asked me, are you related? And I say, yeah, I'm related to, Wade Tyler Cobb from Corbin, from Barberville, Kentucky. But yeah, I've done extensive research. I got the nickname Ty. People started calling me Ty when I was Little League, and I was always Little Ty or Mar Ty. And my name is Martin Ty Cobb. So everyone, called me Martin in school. And then my friends called me Ty. So, I know he's from Georgia Peach. And I really enjoyed watching the movie. I think that shed kind of a kindler, gentler. But, yeah, I think he was probably one of those real draconian people that wanted to win at all costs and would spike you at third base and steal home and, didn't like the game being played a different way than he did. I don't think he really enjoyed Babe Ruth hitting all the home runs and being a glory hound, I think is what he called him. So, I love Ty Cobb's mindset in baseball, but he had some crazy political views, but he invested a lot of money in, I believe, either Pepsi or Coke, and made a lot of money investing his money post career. So yeah,
Nice.
I think him being the first five is awesome. So yeah, I always get compared to Ty Cobb just because of the name, but most people these days, no one talks about Ty Cobb, but growing up, everybody's like, oh, Ty Cobb, but no one really says that anymore because, I don't know, maybe they don't follow baseball as much, but I love that you guys follow baseball history.
Yeah. It's a shame too, because he's such an important part of the history, so Ty, you played baseball. What was it like to play the game and have that name? It's a lot to live up to.
Well, so I started playing, in Little League, just like everybody else. I was always a catcher, and, I was Ty Cobb. So a lot of times when I didn't do well, I either hit a home run or struck out in Little League. So my coach would say, well, you're no Ty Cobb, so I got called no Ty. And, my coach in high school and college used to make fun of how I ran. I was not a offensive juggernaut. I was more of a defensive catcher. So, utility player a little bit. I pitched, played shortstop and stuff. But yeah, it was a great career. But the Army took over. But being athletic, it always lent itself to being good in the military as well. So I always loved playing all sports, not just baseball.
Well, for those that don't know, Gooder Gang, because I just found out this afternoon, Ty played college ball at Eastern Kentucky as a catcher for a college baseball team. That is very impressive, Ty. And
I was a walk-on. I wasn't a scholarship player. It wasn't very glorious, but
you still played college baseball, which is very impressive. I'm sure the gentleman here would agree. It's to play at that level of sport is amazing. It's pretty awesome. Not only that, gentleman, he's a proud Army veteran. He's lots of tours. We got to talk to Ty about that as well, and he's now a outstanding producer for the So Smoking Gooder show. So Ty wears many hats, and we love him here. And I'm glad that you guys we're all meeting tonight. So it's awesome. So Ty, I want you to stick around. So
yeah, for sure.
Ty always has some great insight. And he's always bailing me out. It's like, oh yeah, and he just he's the one who put Christy Mathewson up there. He's quick with the information. So so a lot of people are asking about baseball here. I see some Reds fans in the house. I do see. I don't know what Johnny Maggs is. He's probably a Boston Red Sox fan.
He's a Red Sox fan, yeah.
He's a Red Sox. I know Donnie Howard's a Ranger fan. But if you want to put your fandom in the comments, we can talk that. But 86 Mets, that was the NLCS against the Houston Astros was a classic. I think I was I know I was 14 years old when that happened. Broke my heart. They went back and forth. I remember the 80s Phillies Astros series as well. That was Tug McGraw. I hated him. And then I found out he was Tim McGraw's dad, and that didn't help any. Tug McGraw would come off the field beating his leg with his glove. Did not like that guy. But the 86 Mets. Yeah, gotta believe the '86 Mets also broke my heart. But talk about some of your favorite Mets teams, and let's talk a little baseball here. And like I said, we're going to switch it up here. We can go back to barbecue later in the show, but let's talk some baseball. I know Ty's interested in that.
Oh, for sure.
Well, if I can just address one thing to a ZZ Top fan that says Yankees don't know anything about barbecue. Well, that's true. The Mets, though, have a great barbecue stand at Citi Field. Yankees, not so much, but the Mets, definitely.
I think he's lumping all of you guys together, but
right, I think so. I think we're all Yankees.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't claim the Yankees here. There it is. Who is your favorite Met of all time?
That's a loaded question.
It's
really a
it's
loaded.
hard.
We have so many because now that we've been doing this podcast, we've had so many on, and I gotta say, Howard Johnson is one of my favorite guys. We've met him a couple of times, and he's terrific. A 30-30 guy. We met Steve Traxel. I mean, he was he was a human rain delay, but he's a fantastic guy. Really like Steve Traxel. I mean, there's just so many. Dwight Gooden I've met. Look, I went to Mets fantasy camp a couple of years ago, so I met a lot of these guys. And Josh Tolle is one of my favorites. Ron Swoboda, who was on the '69 Mets, he was my coach. And my all-time favorite, as ZZ Top says, is Tom Stevens, my all-time favorite.
Well, you haven't mentioned my favorite Met yet, but maybe Leonard will.
Oh,
who are some of your favorites?
Give me a decade that you.
I'm pretty sure he was on that '86 team.
Oh, he's on the '86 team. Not Ron Darling.
No.
I don't know. Your favorite? I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know. He's probably. He probably ended up going and playing for your favorite team after or something.
No, that little gringo just put him on there. Darryl Strawberry.
Oh, Darryl Strawberry. Yes, we met. Let me tell you about Darryl Strawberry.
Okay,
Rob,
great.
let me tell you, Darryl. So Darryl Strawberry, his issues with drugs have been highly documented. Darryl Strawberry could have been a Hall of Famer. Absolutely, he was on that path. But Darryl Strawberry has turned his life around. He's become a preacher. He's
wonderful.
And we met him 2 years ago. So there is something in New York called the New York State Baseball Hall of Fame, different than Cooperstown. And 2 years ago, Darryl Strawberry was inducted, and he was the last speaker of the evening. When he spoke, you could hear a pin drop. He had the room in the palm of his hand. He is one of the greatest speakers. He just commands the room. Yeah, Darryl Strawberry. And when I shook his hand, my hand disappeared.
Yeah.
He's got like vice grip hands. He's just and a really nice guy. Yeah, Darryl Strawberry. I could definitely see why he would be your favorite. Yeah.
As a young player back in the day, just that swing. I was never a lefty, but his left-handed swing was just so wide, right? He'd come around to it from it. And when he hit it right, you knew it was gone just from his stand, just from his after, his backswing. It was awesome.
There are some players that when they're up at bat, doesn't matter where you are, you stop and you watch. And Darryl, he had that little, his bat would be, he'd hold it up and he'd like circle it a little bit. And wow. Yeah. And he could run. He fielded. He was the complete player. He was an amazing baseball player, but he talks about how, he was on this path and this was his path. This is his journey. And I think he's helping a lot more people now than he ever helped with his baseball playing. So
I love stories like that. I love stories like that. Little Gringo, who is he's a certified master KCBS judge, and he's a contributor to the show. He's just by being in these comments here. I love him. Darryl is an amazing story now that he's changed his life, and spoke to a men's event I attended with Joe Gibbs here in Tennessee. So that's pretty awesome. I love hearing that. I did not know any of that. I knew he was still around and he's involved. Is he involved in baseball? I see him at some events sometimes. Like maybe they're just Met events, but
He goes to events. He was at there was a like an old timers game. What they called an alumni game last month or in September, and he was there. He attends events like a Mets ambassador, let's say.
He didn't tear his Achilles at this old timers game.
No, he did not. He didn't even play, but he just said hello and shook some hands.
Mariano Rivera that's why I said that, Ty. He recently tore his Achilles.
Who I met. By the way, I met Mariano.
Yeah.
At Yankee Stadium, there was a special day, and we got to throw the ball with him, and he called me barbecue guy, and that was the biggest compliment.
I was going to say that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That was pretty incredible. The great Mariano. He's a very nice guy. Of course, I'm sure he was paid a lot of money to be there that day and be nice, but he was pretty special. I know Jeff's not the biggest Mariano fan, but I respect his talent.
I'm going to throw a name out. Maybe I'll have a story about Mr. Pete Rose. Do you have a Pete Rose story by chance?
Pete Rose. Yes, actually, I do have it's not a great Pete Rose story, but it's a Pete Rose story nonetheless. In 1984, I was 22 years old, and I was an intern for the New York Mets. And I was in the public relations department. I was a gopher, do this, go do that. So I had to go to he was playing for the short time he was playing for the Montreal Expos. So I had to go down to the clubhouse. And I went down. I had to get the lineup card, and I saw Pete Rose. He was by himself, and I know I wasn't supposed to do this, but I asked for an autograph, and he was nice enough to sign one for me. So that's my interaction with Pete Rose.
Oh, so
that was a good interaction with Pete Rose.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Is he? How about his Hall of Fame status? I'm sure he'll get in now that he's passed
I don't
on.
know about that. I mean, he did break. Look. He broke. There's rules in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people break the rules, but he broke the rule.
Yes,
he broke the mother of all rules, and I'm not sure how people will vote for him. So I couldn't give a guess on that. I mean, look, most games played than anybody, most hits than anybody, and he's very proud of that. But you just can't break the mother load of rules. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Do we know how that will work now that the ban is lifted? Will he go on a ballot like a old what do they call legend ballots, or how does that work?
It would have to be one of those ballots. He wouldn't be back on the regular ballot. Yeah, it'd have to be one of those legend ballots. They have all these
different committees.
Yeah, different committees. So he'd go on one of those, and then it's a smaller committee that votes. And he'd have to get, the percentage.
I think there's 16 voters, and they have to get 12 out of 16.
Yeah.
And my guess would be that committee would probably be more into the tune of he broke the rule, being a smaller, older,
I would think so.
Tougher committee to get into. Yeah. Little Gringo, I was there in 85 when he hit 41-92. Ironically, that was on September 11th. I like that. I love these memory callbacks that some people are able to have. These are great. If you guys have any questions about a ball player or barbecue, put them in the comments, and we'll ask Jeff and Leonard from Baseball and BBQ podcast, and it's BBQ. I just noticed that I spelled out barbecue, but
doesn't matter.
Y'all been at it for 300 episodes. I know y'all had Bobby Valentine. I was listening to one of the shows. I know that was kind of a really good one. Talk about Buck Showalter. I didn't get to listen to that one, but this guy fascinates me, probably with his baseball knowledge, and he's been a manager and still gets. I don't know how old he is now, but anytime a manager position comes up, you always hear Buck Showalter's name and just recently when the Astros got rid of AJ Hinch, brought in Dusty, Buck Showalter's name was one of the ones that they were really pushing for.
Yeah, so Buck Showalter.
Yeah, sorry. Tell us how we got. No, Len, go tell us how we got Buck Showalter.
So again, we went to this New York State Baseball Hall of Fame dinner. Buck Showalter was being inducted. This was last year. As he was leaving, he was just walking out the door, and I said, "Buck, hold on." I said, I introduced myself. I said, "We'd love to have you on the show. Can we have your email address?" He said, "Yeah, get in touch with me. I'll do it." Man of his word, he did it. Had every opportunity to badmouth the Mets, who, of course, he wins Manager of the Year, his first year managing the Mets. Then the next year they have a bad year. They fire him. and he had nothing but positive things to say. He's a very positive man, and I do not think that Buck Showalter is done with the game. He would definitely be a great asset for a team now.
I agree.
And let me just add there that within the first 2 minutes of interviewing him, all he wanted to do was talk about Texas ribs.
Yes.
So that was pretty funny. We were trying to talk something, and he just wanted to talk barbecue ribs.
I'll go and listen to it, but he didn't want to. Did he touch on baseball at all?
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay, good.
Well, I mean, that's the funny thing is, like Jeff said, Howard Johnson and Steve Traxel, both of them are huge barbecue guys. As you know, as a matter of fact, when we had Steve Traxel on, we brought on Doug Scheiding with us, who, you know,
we love Doug.
You know, he's a pitmaster.
Texas pitmaster. We know Doug. Yes.
And we finished with Steve. We think we finished with Steve, and we said, you know, Steve, we don't want to keep you any longer, and so we respect your time. And he said, but wait, I still have questions. So basically, we sat back, and Steve Traxel and Doug Scheiding had to talk about how to make turkey and chicken and brisket, and I mean, that's all he wanted to do. I mean, we had Greg Luzinski. You know, you mentioned the Phillies before. You know, the Bull played for the championship Phillies in the 80s. And he has his own barbecue stand at Citizens Bank Park. He makes his own sauce.
Really?
And yeah. So these guys, a lot of times baseball and barbecue, they merge. Same thing when we have barbecue people on, and the first thing they want to talk about is baseball. So
yes.
The two subjects, I always say it's like a Reese's peanut butter cup. They go great together.
Absolutely. And most people growing up probably played a little baseball, so they've got some of that history in them. And of course, if you're talking on this show or your show, you'd probably know a little something about barbecue. So yeah, I would imagine that was one of my questions. Like, do most of the athletes or former players or people related in barbecue and baseball, excuse me, do they kind of want to get over the baseball and start talking barbecue? Is that kind of maybe what you have found out? Or are they still talking baseball?
They do both. They do both. They enjoy talking about both of them. But I gotta tell you though, we had I've got his name obviously. Oh no, we had Mitch Benjamin on. Meet Mitch from Kansas City.
Okay,
great
yes.
guy, right?
Yes.
He's friends with George Brett. George Brett, who's a big barbecue guy. Big.
George Brett?
I know. We're trying to get George Brett.
Okay.
But then he calls. Then, you know who else is a big barbecue? Ken Griffey Jr., big barbecue guy.
Wow.
Who knew? And yeah, I'd love to get these guys on the show. We've been trying for George Brett several times, but you know that's part of the fun is the chase, the fishing, trying to get them.
Yeah, and it is, and I know how hard it is to go out there, and luckily I have Ty as well, and yeah, we try and get some entertaining guests. You guys y'all are great so far. We're doing an amazing job here. Anything that any real standout person or interview that y'all might have had that you want to bring up? Because I want to get people to introduce them to your show, because it is entertaining and it is a mixture. You know, we talk pretty much straight barbecue on this show, but I love the intertwining of the two things and the two loves for me anyway.
Well, as far as we've had some amazing baseball guests, as far as everybody's familiar with the movie A League of Their Own, right? The Penny Marshall directed movie with the All-American Women's Baseball League, right? We actually had two of the women who actually played in that league. One was Shirley Berkovich, who passed away a few weeks after we had the interview. The other is Maybelle Blair, who's still going strong at 97.
Wow.
She's up there.
And as a matter of fact, there's going to be a women's baseball league now. And Maybelle Blair is partially responsible for getting that going. So we had them on. We had on the great-granddaughter of Doc Adams, who is one of the founding fathers of baseball. He's responsible for the first written rules of baseball.
Oh, wow.
He created the shortstop position. So we had her on. And she was only the great-granddaughter of a man that lived over 100 years ago, which was fascinating. She tells about that. We had the San Diego Chicken on, the mascot. So it's not just players that we have on. We have on a lot of people that are related to baseball. And then barbecue, for obviously we're on This is Barbecue. Some of the people that are watching this right now, we're honored to have them on. It's been fantastic, the response that we get from the barbecue community. We love it. And, we have on, yes, some well-known pit masters, some people that everybody knows, but then some people that aren't as well known, because we say everybody has a story. And we love to talk to everybody and find out their story. So to anyone that's on this that has been on, we thank you. And if you haven't, you're on our list.
Love that. This is great. Yeah. And I think what people have drawn to, I am just listening. When I got the invite, I was like, okay, let me go and hear what I've agreed to do. And man, I just really enjoyed listening to the episodes. And when I got on with you guys, it was just great. Leonard did a great intro for me, stuff that I kind of forgot sometimes. And I was like, oh yeah, that was kind of cool. So guys, check out their podcast. It's great. You can hear it. And they're starting to put them on YouTube as well, right?
We're putting a few interviews up there on YouTube. And let me just add on to what Leonard said. We have to shout out to Greg, because he really gave us a lot of advice and helped us with our equipment and talked about getting a better sound. I mean, when Leonard and I started out, we did not have microphones. We didn't use YouTube. We used a phone and recorded over the phone. And I can't tell you how nasty that sounded like. But, we live and learn, right? And Greg Rempe, host of the Barbecue Central show, he really helped us out a lot, along with our friend from on the baseball side, Gary Mack, who does a show for Mets Musings, and he helped us out as well. So we have a lot of people to thank for us getting started, and we really appreciate that.
And Rob, yes, may I just say, we were talking about New York barbecue before. There's also somebody by the name of Jimmy Carboni, and I don't know how many people watching this know of him, but he does an event. He does a few events every year in New York. One is called Pig Island. One is called Rib King. Then he does Brisket King. And those events are extremely well attended. One of them, Rib King, he does right in Brooklyn at used to be a bunch of warehouses, and they've converted it and now it's an incredible thing where everybody's coming from in Brooklyn. I think it takes place over Memorial Day weekend. And it's just a lot of people get together and different types of ribs. And it's a way to expose people who, you're in the city, they're not cooking barbecue. They can't. And they get to experience barbecue. So you've got some people that are organizing events throughout the city that definitely is elevating barbecue to the level that it should be.
Wonderful. We're getting some comments from the Gooder Gang. I think we had a kind of maybe a subject with the Pete Rose induction in the Hall of Fame. They were
always does. Always
how can
does.
you
Pete
call
Rose.
it a Hall of Fame when a man with the most hits and the man with the most home runs aren't included?
Oh yeah, let's talk about steroids.
He's talking about Pete Rose and Barry Bonds, but Little Gringo said one enhanced his on-field performance, the other did not. That is a difference here. Steroids, performance enhancing drug. Pete gambled. I don't know if he said he didn't ever gambled against his team, right? He always gambled for them to win.
Right.
So
Never bet against his team.
Never bet against them. According to Pete, you never know. You never know. Money is hey, maybe he's like, yeah, maybe our pitcher don't have it today. Let's throw something out here.
There's two arguments in barbecue and baseball. You want to start a conversation, an argument. In baseball, you mentioned Pete Rose, and you'll get arguments for and against Hall of Fame. And in barbecue, fat cap up or fat cap down.
This is true.
I mean, those two things get people talking.
I thought he was going to say, is a pellet grill really barbecue?
Oh, yeah, that's another one. That is another one that gets people going. AJ George has a question. What about Billy Bean? I always thought his story was cool. Do y'all have any a Billy Bean story, maybe?
Which Billy Bean? There's two of them. The one who Oakland A's general manager, or the other one who broke barriers being a gay player in baseball.
I thought they were the same.
No, they were not the same. There's two Billy Beans.
Two people.
Yeah.
Well, AJ, which Billy Bean do you or two? I talk about both of them.
Well, the Billy Bean who was the general manager, who still works for I guess they're just the Athletics now. They're not Oakland anymore. They're going to go to Vegas in a couple of years. He's still there, and he actually started out being one of the Mets draft picks. I think he was in the same draft with Dal Strawberry and John Gibbons. He was taking one pick before John Gibbons, who we had on. John Gibbons is a great interview. If you want to listen to a great interview of ours, I think John Gibbons is one of the top ones. He was fantastic. But yeah, Billy Bean, he did a fantastic job in that movie Moneyball. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Moneyball really, they had three great pitchers that wasn't even talked about in the movie. So, Barry Zito and Mulder and the other one, it just, I mean, it's a great story. Not historically accurate, but it's a good story.
Who wants accuracy? You want a good movie.
Exactly. Okay, and then the other Billy Bean, I thought they were the same guy, honestly, all this time.
Now he was the ambassador of, I guess, equity inclusion, for Major League Baseball. He passed away a few years ago, but he was doing some really good work. Okay.
Little Gringo has a question. You think Nashville will ever get an MLB franchise?
Yes.
I think after the next collective bargaining agreement, which is going up after 2026, after that's signed, they'll probably make a decision.
Yeah, I agree. I think Nashville will. Well, there's going to be two new teams sometime in the near future, and Nashville is definitely in the conversation. So I think I am behind them getting a team. I think they should get one.
Who else do you think should get one?
I think somebody in the Pacific Northwest, maybe Portland, to have Seattle. Seattle travels the most of any baseball team. Maybe make them have a little less travel playing Portland. Maybe, so I think maybe Portland might be getting one. That's just my guess.
What about Canada getting another team?
I was just about to say, bring back the Expos.
Yeah, bring back the Expos. Right, they were a colorful team.
Yeah. Does that mean we're going to talk World Series?
Sure, absolutely. I was just in Seattle for ALCS Game 7. I don't know if y'all ever heard me, but they were talking. They were laughing about George Springer getting hit in the kneecap, and they were a lot of cheers when that happened while he was laying on the ground, writhing in pain. And karma came back to get him because Georgie. We've seen it as Astro fans. We've seen it many times. He's a big game ball player, especially hitter. When it's tight, he comes through, and he had a go-ahead 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th inning to take the Blue Jays to the World Series. We're going to have an all blue and white World Series. I don't know how I feel about this one. But
I got to tell you that I was rooting hard for the Mariners, and the reason is because my son, who went to Arizona State, met his girlfriend there, and now they're engaged. My son works for Major League Baseball in Arizona, and she does also. She works for the Seattle Mariners in player development in Arizona, and she actually went to the games in Seattle, and I was rooting for them so hard, because I really wanted to see my future daughter-in-law have a World Series ring.
Well, I was there visiting my cousin as well. He's in some of those pictures that I showed earlier, and so I was actually. Even though I'm an AL West Astros fan, why not keep it in the division? They're the only team in Major League history to never appear in a World Series game, the only one. So they were so close. They were, 7 outs away? Crazy. But that's baseball. That's why we love it so much. It can change at any time. What do you guys think of the World Series matchup? We got the Dodgers probably heavily favored with the way they're playing right now. And you got the freak that Shohei Ohtani is going up against the Blue Jays. And, they got a good squad. They got a lot of scrappy ball players they can hit up and down that lineup. So I'm expecting a good series. I think it's going to be fun. Blue Jays, Canada is going to be awesome. The environment is nice. What do you guys think?
Jeff, you go first.
Okay, I will go first. I think the Dodgers are they're on a roll. I mean, I think they're so good. Now their pitching is just fantastic. All season they were iffy. Now they're just fantastic. You have Yamamoto and Snell and whoever else is out there. Of course, names slipping my mind. I know exactly who they are. Names slipping my mind, but they're doing so well, and they're hitting with Shohei, Freeman, Betts, Smith, Kiki Hernandez, who's always doing something to help the team win. It's unbelievable, and it's just they are so good. And Shohei Ohtani is just he's a freak of nature. I mean, who goes out there, pitches 1, 2, 3 inning, and then leads off with a home run? It's
3 home runs.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm just so glad he was cleared of any of those allegations last year with his interpreter, because at first I didn't believe it. At first I said, how could he not know? I mean, lawyers and accountants and everybody, and tell me he doesn't know this money's missing. But we were speaking to one of the authors of a book, and he said this interpreter had everything at his disposal. So yeah, it was hard to believe that he did not know. Leonard, how do you feel? We'll get predictions here at the end of it, but what do you think about the matchup?
Speaking of Shohei Ohtani, somebody said to me, they said he's not real, he's not human, he's a robot. Like he's gonna slide into home plate, and he's gonna get like a cut, and a wire is gonna come out of his arm, and we're gonna realize he is a cyborg. He's not real. So
yes.
I think he is the team that has Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
They just have that advantage. I think the Dodgers, the reason I wanted Jeff to go first is because I usually agree with him on this, and he has good points. And I agree. I think the Dodgers pitching is rich. Actually, I heard that Clayton Kershaw was going to be activated for this series.
Oh,
and it's funny because I don't know if he is or not, but I had heard he was. You don't even need him. That's the crazy thing. Is this Hall of Fame player? They've been playing without him, and they are just an amazing team. Their lineup is stacked. Yeah, Toronto has a very good lineup, but it doesn't compare to the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a stacked team pitching. The only thing that the Dodgers have against them is they do not have a good bullpen this year, which is funny because last year the Dodgers bullpen was great and not this year. But the way their starters are and the way they're hitting is, I just think it's going to be that the Dodgers are going to take control and run away with it.
Well, they're definitely getting what they paid for right now.
Yes, they are. Yes,
they are definitely.
The Mets didn't get what they paid for, so
that's right.
True. It doesn't always add up, but in this case, so far it's working for them.
Yes,
we'll see. I do expect the Dodgers to win this. It's going to be a repeat. Yeah, I hope it goes 6. That'd be great if we get a Game 7. But I'm hoping at least 6. If the Blue Jays can sneak one out in LA, it changes. Once they get into that environment in Toronto, we'll see. We will see. But what do you think? Dodgers in what?
I got Dodgers in 5.
I said Dodgers in 6. I give them an extra game. I think it's wishful thinking to see Toronto take 2, but Yeah, I say in 6. You know, Rob, we have a conversation on this week's show, Jeff and I, because we've got on this watching this show right now. You've got fans of a lot of different teams, and Jeff and I said, "What's the one fan base?" You know, like Met fans are always upset because we don't win, but we've won 2 World Series. You know, Seattle is only 15 years younger than the Mets, and they've never been to a World Series. Chicago Cubs finally won a World Series. What is the one team in all of baseball that you can really feel sorry for? And we came up with it. It is the Mariners, because they've never been to a World Series. You got 5 teams that have never won a World Series, but only one that's never actually been to a World Series. So the Seattle Mariners, you got to feel,
I
feel
kind
bad for them.
I feel bad for Cleveland myself. Like I told Leonard, you realize the Brooklyn Dodgers have a more recent World Series than the Cleveland franchise.
Yeah, Cleveland. And then like I don't know, the Angels. They've been bad for a long. They won a World Series in the 2000s. So
2002.
Yeah, they've got one, and then but after that, it's just poor Mike Trout. That guy is just wasted away, and
poor rich, very wealthy, going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I know, but as I think you know what I meant.
I know.
Okay, I did talk about the Mount Rushmore. I don't want to keep you guys too late. It's already 10 o'clock Eastern in New York right now. But I did give you all a heads up about the Mount Rushmore. These are 4 people that you want to put on your own personal Mount Rushmore that maybe have inspired you, or you just respect. We're gonna do barbecue. This is the barbecue related that you want to get, and you get one in the gift shop. Go ahead with that. Whoever wants to go first.
All right, he's looks like he's frozen, so I'll go then.
Can you hear me?
There you go. So,
yeah, we can hear
you. Mount Rushmore, I will go with Doug Scheiding. I will go with Chef Ray Sheehan.
Oh, yes.
Matt Abdu and Shane McBride, I'm going to combine into one.
I don't believe this.
I don't know. You can do that. Judges.
All right. And then I'm going to put the person who I learned the most barbecue from, would that be Leonard Aberman.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
That. So Ty's going to put them on there. I don't know that Doug Scheiding, Chef Ray Sheen, and then Leonard Hollywood Aberman. But I missed one there.
Matt Abdu.
Matt Abdu.
Yep, he's from Big Beach.
Love it. Leonard.
Wow.
Ready?
All right. I'm sorry that a couple of mine are going to be the same.
It's okay.
But I also have Ray Sheehan and Doug Scheiding up on that Mount Rushmore. But instead of Matt Abdu, because he'll be on Jeff's, I'm going to put Shane McBride on there. He is pitmaster at Pig Beach. And I'm going to put Greg Rempe up on there.
I like it.
On my Mount Rushmore.
We've had Greg on our show. I fully consider him the OG of barbecue podcasts. So, yeah, we've had Greg on the show as well. And I'm sorry, your gift shop almost made it on each of your mountains, but they get a nice little bobblehead in the gift shop there.
Oh, I'm going to put...
Go ahead, Leonard.
I'm putting Aaron Franklin in the gift shop.
All right. That'd be probably a good seller, too, by the way.
Exactly.
Aaron Franklin in the gift shop for Leonard and Jeff.
Oh, geez. Let's go with Amy Mills.
Amy Mills. She's sweet. I've met her before. She's a great lady. 17th Street Barbecue, I believe, right? Yep. Very nice. Well, gentlemen, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I hope you guys did as well. You have a moment if y'all want to give any shout outs to people that anybody I want to give a shout out to or direct them to your show. Ty has put the name in there as well and the website so they can find the podcast. It's a wonderful show, like I mentioned, and these guys are great. You guys got to get a little taste of them, but they're a wealth of knowledge. They appreciate the sport that we do, and they have a lot of us on their show. So go ahead and show them some love and listen to their show. But gentlemen, you have the floor if you want to give any shout outs or whatever to before y'all get out of here.
Jeff, go ahead, shout away.
Shout them out, baby.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. Yes, we we'll take an hour to just shout out all our guests because they've been fantastic. We've had we have ball players, we have pit masters, we have authors from both baseball and barbecue. We've interviewed people down from Australia a couple of times. We love all the people who we interview. So I just can't say enough about all the people we've met. And thank you, Rob, for having us. This was a blast.
Oh yeah,
we enjoyed having you on our show. It was last week, 2 weeks ago. On the 11th on episode 312 with Steve Albert, who was a fantastic guest. And
yes.
He's Marv Albert's brother, and he's just so funny. That was another great show. So yes, Baseball and Barbecue can be found on all your podcast networks, apps, and like I said, we're trying to build up our YouTube site.
All right.
I know your interviews are up there as well, and with Rob, and so check us out, Baseball and BBQ.
Yeah, and, Leonard, any thing?
Yeah, if I could just say, like Donnie Howard just sent a very nice message, and I know Johnny Maggs was on here. I didn't get to see all the people that were on.
Daddy Dutch was on here as well.
Exactly, and we didn't, but all of the people that have been on, like I said before, we appreciate it. Rob, we thank you for having us on. We feel badly though because you must have apparently you must have run out of guests because we're
oh no, sir.
So you must. Is this the end of the show? You've run out of more guests?
I mean, we do a thing. I'm just respectful of your time. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast right now. We do one last thing. We're gonna do a little handful of rate my boxes, and if y'all want to stick around for that, y'all can be some guest raters on this
box. We love rating boxes.
All right, what
else can we do?
We got a few more minutes with Jeff and Leonard. Yeah, we're gonna rate some boxes, and then we're gonna get out of here because I am tired myself, just getting off the plane and getting out here. So what we do here, gentlemen, is we do this on a Champions Barbecue Alliance CBA scale of 10 is excellent, 9 is very good, 8 is fair, 7 is poor. So it's either going to be a 10, 9, 8, or 7. We're going to give the Gooder Gang just a few minutes to chime in, and they'll be able to rate some boxes. So this is everybody gets to participate in this. They're going to rate some boxes and give them scores, and then I'll ask each one of you guys to give us your score. So you get to see some competitive boxes that we do, competition-style boxes. Gooder Gang, y'all go ahead and chime in, and we'll start. Well, then we'll ask our guests to do here. I'm glad you guys want to stick around. Like I said, I know it's 10 o'clock over there.
We're having fun. We're having a good time. Thank you, Rob, for having us.
Absolutely. ZZ Top Fan gives this one a 9. Peter Armendariz with a 9. Donnie Howard 10. I'd eat every single one of those. Texas Barbecue Bash, no foil DQ. No, this is obviously a non-sanctioned event, so just rate the food. 8.7. James Park 9. Your two presentation wings are a little more charred looking than the rest of the box, says the certified master judge. We got a 9 from AJ. All right, Braden with a 9. Daddy Dutch 9. Leonard, go first. What you think here?
So obviously there aren't greens in the box. There do not have to be greens in this box.
Not in this box.
Okay.
You may see some with greens, and yes.
Okay. I would give this box a 9. I would eat these wings all day. So why not?
Okay. 9. Jeff.
I'm with Leonard. That's a 9. And I would,
all right,
I would eat them with them.
I'll give this an 8 just because I don't like the placement, but the wings look like I would eat them, real late at night. And I just don't understand the presentation,
Yeah,
it doesn't look exactly good.
These are some great unsauced wings, which I love. These look like I want them all day long. I would, for this presentation, and I would have given it a 10 if they would have just put one of the opposite of the two presentation wings in the middle. They're both going the same direction, kind of flip them over. That would have been a 10 for me. Little Gringo, you don't have to have garnish in KCBS, so it could be a KCBS box. It is optional, not required. Okay. Next.
All right,
Len and Jeff are used to judging meat in a box. That's what Daddy Dutch says. I don't know.
All right, let's do a kids cue real quick.
All right, we're gonna do a kids cue. So y'all, this is a kids cue. Look at that. That is a young pitmaster. Obviously, a really experienced young pitmaster with a beautiful box here. So, y'all rate this kids cue box.
I'm pretty sure this is a 10-year-old that did this. As a matter of fact.
10-year-old.
Yep.
10-year-old. 10. Wow, little gringo. 10 Lozano. We'll just give it a few minutes, and then as they're coming in, I'll score them. 9 Pete. 12, I'm hungry, says Nick. 10, Daddy Dutch. Donnie Howard. Grill marks on point, 10. James Park, 10. Jeff, go ahead, buddy.
That looks like a 10 to me. I mean, that looks absolutely delicious.
Yes. Leonard?
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10. I wouldn't dash the hopes and dreams of the youth of America, but yeah, that's a 10.
I'll go next. Even if it were an adult, I would give this a strong 10. AJ George, 10, way better than even I can do. And Ty, go ahead.
Yeah, this is absolutely a 10 from a 10-year-old. I don't want to say the name unless they pop in and say who it is, but nice ball.
Yeah, a celebrity raider here in just a minute. Next box, Ty.
All right, let's see some brisket.
All right, I'm going to bring our celebrity rater in here. This is one of our co-hosts on the So Smoking Gooder show. He's stepped out for a little bit, but we got Mr. Eddie Morales in here. Eddie, meet Leonard and Jeff from the Baseball and BBQ podcast.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
How you guys doing?
Good. We're rating boxes. We're having fun.
I love it. I love it. Eddie is notoriously... You got to earn a 10 from Eddie. You got to earn it. Daddy Dutch, 10 from a 40-year-old. Peter, 10. ZZ Top fan, 9. James Park, 10. Oof, that's a little more dry than Eddie's sense of humor. A 7, says Donnie. Nick Payne, 9.5. Eddie will go last here. I'll go first here. It is look a little dry for me, although I believe this is an Australasian association because that box looks a little more cardboard than styrofoam. I love the greenery. The appearance, everything about the layout is perfect. The burn ends look great. It just looks a little dry. It's a 9 for me. High 9. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that burn ends there, and you confirmed that it is. I'm going to go with a 9 as well. I mean, I think the burn ends just look fantastic. Maybe the brisket a little dry. It could be a little more moist, but the burn end, my mouth is watering.
All right. Go ahead, Leonard.
It's a beautiful box as far as the display, but I think it was Donnie who gave it a 7. Yeah, it looks dry to me. This is not something that I would want to eat. I'm sorry. Beautiful presentation, but not appetizing.
Score?
7.
Ooh, 7. Okay, never mind. Leonard is just as hard as Eddie. Eddie, go ahead, buddy.
I wasn't even going to give it a 7. Man, I thought it looked decent. The greenery looks great. Burn ends, I don't like them, but man, they look great. The shape of the slices look great, but it looks really dry. So, man, I'd have given it an 8.
All right, 8. Dang, Leonard's coming for your spot, Eddie.
Dang, I know. Shoot, I'm gonna have to change my name here.
Len bringing the hammer, says Daddy Dutch.
I gotta warm up. It's been a while.
Yes. All right. Next. I like the surprise hit here, Eddie. This is great. I'm waiting on Ty. Here we go. Ooh. So we have comments on this one. We will wait. Hold on. I just misused my own rule, which is poker face. Leonard is the closer tonight, says little gringo. Y'all do some scores, boys and girls, and then we'll get our guest raters tonight. Well, I guess we'll read them as they come here. I'll go first here. I always say we don't rate the foil, but I don't like it when my eyes draw attention to it. And this thing looks like it was just thrown in this box here. You really want it to not give any attention. So make sure you press your edges very well along this box so it is just not drawing our attention here. Braden with a 7, Daddy Dutch 8 because of the bad camera work. Could be a 9+. The actual bird does not look all that bad, but I'm going to give this an 8 for the effort here. Go ahead, hammer, Leonard.
Oh, I'm not going to be so bad on this one. I like the shine on it, but I do not like the foil in the back of the box, how it's all creased down. So I'm going to give this, I would eat this, but I'll give it an 8.
All righty. Go ahead, Eddie.
I mean, I guess I'm going to go to the 7 on this one. Yeah, it's a little splotchy. Man, I became a fan, not a big fan of the wingtip. I hate wingtips now. So,
yes, team no wingtip.
Yeah, it just, ever since, and I think you made this comment, man, it looks like a fucking roach just on the breast. Ever since you said that, I can't unsee it. So I just hate it now. So, yeah,
right.
Foil looks pretty bad.
And a lot of the Gooder gang are mentioning what we've mentioned on the show. I also like the breast forward when it's coming down here. Jeff, go ahead. What's your score here, sir?
You know, it looks like the bird is sleeping. That's the first thing I saw. It looks like it's on the side sleeping. Yeah, at first sight, I'll give it an 8. I mean, a bird could be delicious. I mean, that looks good, but yeah, the presentation, give it an 8.
Ty, triple threat, not 8. Bad photo, foil is an eyesore. Okay, next box, Ty. What do y'all think of this rate my box deal? We do this. We started this to help people with their presentations, and it definitely has worked here. Sometimes.
This guy must be new.
Rob has converted Eddie. Who's next? That's right. Yeah, we say on this show no wing hashtag no wingtip, team no wingtip. Excuse me. I feel that it takes away from the beautiful breast that you're trying to present there, and you don't need it. Wingtips are optional. All right. This is the sister of that brisket dry. 7 says Donnie Howard. 7 dry. Daddy Dutch. Braden with an 8. This B7766 on Twitch is Braden, the one that actually suggested y'all contact me. Peter Armandara is 8. Bark, too dark and dry looking. Little green. Bless their heart, as we say in the South. 7, take all that other stuff off of the money. Okay. I remember this one, 6.5, not that great. Okay, 8. A lot of 7s, 8s. Go ahead, Jeff.
You know, I come to the conclusion I'd rather see greens in there than foil. So it looks a little more appetizing with the greens. I'm going to give this one an 8 as well.
But you can't. You got to just judge the food. The other stuff is eye candy or eyesores. But
from what I see here, it looks like it's a little too charred. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to give it an 8.
All right. I'll go next. It does look very dry. Also crumbling. Cuts aren't uniform. I do appreciate the effort, so I will give it an 8 here. Leonard.
What's the lowest that we can go?
7.
Sorry. Did you say 7?
7, yes.
Okay. Because it looks like they shoved it together. I'm giving it a 7. It's dry. It's not appealing. I'm sorry, but
these boys are from New York.
I mean, come on.
Eddie. Look, Eddie's name. It doesn't even have his name on there. I just noticed that. It just says 7. You see that, Leonard and Jeff? All right, next.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go 5 on that one.
He just undercut. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, the way
it was probably your first place box.
What can they do to help here, Eddie?
Man, I think they
Sauce
definitely
is your friend on this one, I think.
man, it over smoked. I think. Yeah. There's probably too much dirty smoke. That's why it got so dark, or it's too hot, or they might have sauced too early, burnt that sauce a little bit.
Yeah.
So, man, I'd say once you get your color you like, wrap it, and man, don't sauce too early. And when you do set your sauce, don't set it so hot.
Good points. I would also add a little au jus on here, just
Yes.
after this look. Yeah, I would try to help it. Less is more, says a little gringo. All right, go ahead, Ty. So in Texas, guys, you don't just have to do a half bird. You've seen chicken thighs and KCBS wings. So this is, you can do pieces here, and this is what we have here: chicken pieces. And we'll wait to score. Gooder Gang, do your thing here. Len and Eddie are second cousins once removed.
I knew I recognized you from family reunions.
Yeah,
Eddie
I remember
Dutch,
now.
8. Relax on the rub. Lucas, 8. I see what he's talking about here. 8. It's a mess. James Park. All righty, Eddie, you've been doing great in chicken, brother. What? I'll let you go first on this one.
Man, I appreciate the wanting to be different, the wanting to, man, do a new setup, but man, it just does. This ain't gonna work. It doesn't look good. It looks like you accidentally dropped that thigh in the middle and like didn't have time to pick it up and fix it. But man, appearance wise, I'm gonna have to go 7 on this.
Yeah, you're getting some comments from the Gooder Gang. Mess, busy. It's just kind of like you mentioned, thrown in there. Little Gringo, 8. The thigh in the middle, if that's what that is a presentation piece, and it should be hidden. If you think it needs to go, in the box, hide it best you can here. I think he's saying maybe put it in the back, put something in front of it. Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm going to go with our guest from episode number 288, Daddy Dutch. I think it's going to be an 8.
Okay. Leonard.
If this was served to me and this was my dinner, I'm a big eater, so I would definitely be happy to have all these pieces of chicken because I'd fill up. But as far as presentation, it's too jammed in the box. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, what Luke, I think Lucas mentioned, a little lighter on the sauce. When you have a lot of sauce on there, rub on there, and then you sauce it, it does this. It kind of cakes up and it doesn't flow evenly. It is really splotchy here. This is, like Eddie mentioned, we can appreciate trying to be a little different here, but this is a little too jumbled for me. I'll give it an 8 here. But good effort here. Probably first place. When they get the text, when they get the box. Looks like a KP box, says Texas Barbecue Bash. It'll get gummy when it tacks up, yes. All right, Ty, let's just do a couple. We'll go to 9:30, so we get about 7 to 8 minutes left in the show, and then we'll all get out of here. Daddy Dutch says 288. That's me. That's right, Daddy Dutch. Leonard, go ahead.
I like it. I have to say, it's very funny judging all these boxes. It's like Jeff and I were backyard cooks, and here we are. I applaud the effort. I'm going to give this box a 10. I like it.
Yeah, you say you're backyard cooks, but in Texas, you don't have to be a certified judge. We get people right off the street. Whatever you like is how our judges are. So this is perfect. We like hearing that perspective here. I'll go next year. I do like the effort here. I like the color. I would like to see a little more bass boat, but I'm not going to kill it here. 10 for me all day here. Go ahead, Jeff.
That's a 10. I mean, I love this box. Love it.
Yeah. Okay. Eddie. No.
Man, I want to give it but no, it does look good. It looks great. Yeah, I'll give it a. I can't give it a 10 though. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll give it a 9. But man, that first leg looks like a driver, like a golf driver.
Yeah.
I feel like hitting a couple balls with it, but no, it looks great, man. It's not a 10 for me.
I got to read Little Gringo's comment here. Peter Armandar's 10. 9. I don't like seeing the pin marks from the skin. Change the layout to take away the 4 rights and the 2 lefts, so we don't see that. Oh, he's saying 4 right legs. Okay. Next, Bobby Stewart. Yeah, 10 for him. Peter Armandar's 10. A lot of 10s on that one. Some 9s. This is somebody's dinner. What do we got here, Ty?
This is a chef's choice. Someone asked for a chef's choice, so I looked for that.
Okay. Needs to be like a ring in the middle of this.
Yeah.
Cook's choice, so do your thing, guys. That's Lucas's leg box. First and last time I did them, judges hated them. Okay. Peter 7. Yeah, what is it? Since we can't tell what is it? It's a dessert. Mousse. Something in the middle.
Yeah.
With that said, if I don't know what it is, I'm gonna give it a 7. Sorry. Leonard.
It looks like it's chocolate on the outside, but I'll give it an 8.
Okay. Jeff.
Yeah, is that looks like what, ice cream surrounded by chocolate?
Either that or they need to change their oil.
Yeah. Exactly. And maybe Donnie Howard's right. Is that a dessert? I think so. I'm going to give it an
8. Braden gave it a 7. Donnie Howard, my diabetic ass would try it. 8. ZZ Top fan 8. All right, Ty. 2 more boxes.
I don't
2
even
more
want to
boxes.
try it. Like,
W's talking chicken box scattered earlier left my. Okay, I'm not sure. 9 ZZ Top fan on this brisket box here. 10 James Park, Donnie Howard 9. Guys, I'm glad y'all stuck around. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Like I said, I was just trying to be respectful. I know 10:30 on the East Coast when they get out of here, and I appreciate them. 8 on the brisket, says Nick Payne. I'll go first here. Oh, what was that? Layout is great. Can't fault it here. I'd give it a 10 all day long from me. Jeff.
Yeah, it's a 10. Looks really, really good. Looks moist and ready to be eaten. It's a 10 for me.
Braden says 7. Too much going on here. Okay. Eddie's agreeing. Did we get Leonard's score? Leonard, go ahead.
Now I'll give it a. It looks good, but I'm not. And I'm very careful with the 10s. I'm like the Russian judges. I don't, I'm not going to give it a 10. I'll give it a 9.
You're that baseball Hall of Famer that won't let. Let's see, almost. It's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Very Good, right? Is that what you're saying? Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, it's definitely not a 10. I mean, it looks good. It looks tender.
Yep.
The first slice looks like they skipped a slice and then went to that one. I feel like it kind of shrunk a lot. But, man, it looks pretty good. I'll give it I have to go with the 8. A really high 8. I think it looks great.
Nice. AJ says 9, but did they use brisket vendetta?
No, I don't think so.
No. All right, final box of the evening. Make it a good one, Ty. So this was an open at the Jack Daniels Invitational. Looks like maybe lamb shanks. I mean, this one's kind of hard to judge for me, but it looks beautiful. I'll give it a 10. Go ahead, Leonard.
Eddie, are they serving that at our family reunion?
I think so. That's what I heard. I just got an email.
I will give that a yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on there, but they've done some great work. I'll give it a 10. Why not? End the night on a 10.
Jeff?
You know, I was going to give it a 9, but then I noticed all the bottles around. I'm going to go with a 10.
All right. And Eddie?
I was going to give it a 10, but then I saw that. Man, I think those might be a little overcooked.
The squash?
No. No, the lamb.
Yeah.
I think they're
it is not pink in the middle, doesn't look like.
It's not. I'm gonna go 9. Looks good. I definitely I'll tear it all up except for the alcohol, but I'll kill it.
Ty, what about you, Ty?
Yeah, just for the presentation, I gave this a 10. I thought this is a really cool box from the Jack Daniels. And again, I really appreciate you guys coming on and talking baseball. And, I wanted to end it on a cool box for, the cool stories that we tell. I really agree with telling people stories. I love how, we can mesh baseball or sports in general and barbecue. And I agree with what you said, that the barbecue culture is so welcoming. It's just fun as hell. Eddie popped up in the comments, so I sent him a link. Like Eddie's a part of the show, and it's great. And I love the encyclopedia that you guys are of baseball. I have one last question for you. I'm going to take this box down. Do you think that there will ever be another player coach? I think the last one was Pete Rose. Do you think there'll ever be another player coach? And who is the best player in baseball today? I think probably know that answer, but 2 questions for you.
I don't think there'll be another player manager anymore. I think that's a thing of the past.
Okay.
Best player? Well, I got to go Shohei because he can do both pitch and hit. But if you're just saying a traditional player, I got to go with I hate to say it, but it's going to be Aaron Judge as of today, and Juan Soto is right behind him.
Okay.
Very nice. Leonard?
That's why I shouldn't have let you go first, Jeff, because, yeah, no, there won't be another. The manager is responsible for too many things now, although a lot of people say that the manager is just a puppet now and does what the general manager wants, but they're not going to have another player manager. I don't think a player would want to be a player manager, actually. They make enough money. They don't. They want to just play the game. There won't be another player manager. Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball. This year, Kyle Schwarber and Ohtani were matched with home runs and average and all that. But then Ohtani pitches. That puts him over the top all the time. If I had to pick a second player, probably it is Aaron Judge. I would love to say Juan Soto, but it probably is Aaron Judge. But then, of course, those are all, your position players. Pitchers, Skeens on Pittsburgh, unbelievable.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because he is definitely the real deal, an incredible player. And then Terry Skubal on Detroit is also a great pitcher. So those are top players.
Real quick, who wins the AL MVP?
That's going to be Aaron Judge.
No. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper.
Right. Cal Riley. That's
Raleigh's
I would vote
MVP.
I would vote Raleigh just because he's in every pitch as well, right? Like a pitcher, he's in every play.
Yeah, and you know what? It might have to do because and it's going to be Cal Riley. Aaron Judge has already won a couple, so it might be, let's give it to somebody else.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's some of that too.
And
so.
he hits 60 home runs, switch hitter, catcher. Yeah. I think this year Cal Raleigh in the American League. National League, it's Shohei Ohtani. I don't see how you give it to the second. It would be Kyle Schwarber. Juan Soto would be third, but I don't see how you give it to anyone but Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Yes. Well, gents, this has been great. This has been awesome and entertaining. Don't go anywhere. Ty's going to drop you down here, and I want to say bye after this. But thank you very much. This is a pleasure having Leonard and Jeff from the Baseball and BBQ podcast. You can check them out. Ty put the links on there. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Wait, get back Eddie in here, Ty. Eddie, you recently introduced some new rubs. I haven't had you on since that. How's that going? I see them all over the place. And I will place my order, my man. I need to get one over there because I need help. You know that in brisket, brother. And it seems like it looks good. It looks good, and by all accounts, people are winning with it. Yeah,
I got another one coming out.
Wonderful.
Waiting on labels to arrive, but so we got a white rub.
Oh, nice.
Base. I've been
kind of like a all-purpose, or is it a
base rub?
Okay. Nice.
I've been running it straight on my chicken, and man, it's been doing good. So
you've been killing it, bro. I sent you a message. You're on fire. I was in Seattle, and Diane, we were driving. He's like, Eddie just won GC, and I was like, man, that kid's on fire right now. Awesome.
Yeah, going good, man. So
you'll be at the Royal in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna be my next one.
Me too. I'll see you there in 2 weeks at the American Royal in Kansas City. Eddie, thanks for popping in, man. And again, I'll see you in a couple weeks, man, and can keep kicking ass out there. You're doing awesome, though.
Yes, sir. We'll do. Appreciate it.
All right, there's Pit Father Eddie Morales. All right, this has been a great show. Ty has been awesome as always. If Ty, you want to get in here, you're welcome to before we close out. Oh, there it is, right there.
I got the brisket vendetta. I know he's got a. I saw something on Eddie's Instagram. I think he's got another one coming out that's a
he just showed he's got a all-purpose.
What's the name of that, Eddie?
White rub.
It's called Covenant Dust.
Yeah, Covenant Dust. Yeah,
nice. All righty. Well, Ty has been awesome, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I love talking baseball. I love listening to people being that fanatic about baseball and really wanting to listen to the stories, and that's what I love about doing the podcast with the barbecue people. And then when we mix that from all around the world, we get Australia flavor. We've had people call in from South America and that are doing competitions down there, and I just love the culture, and I love branching out and doing new things, and I love seeing Eddie's products and his brand just take off. I love that, and he's winning too. I think he got a DC last week.
He's killing it. Hey, real quick, you booked the winner of the Jack, right? Is that next week?
Yeah, so next week we do have King's BBQ coming on. They did win the Jack, and spoke to them, and they're going to be on next week. So,
all right, so next week we'll have King's BBQ, the recent and most recent world champion, the winners of the Jack Daniels Invitational. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for producer Ty, co-host Eddie Morales. Thank you again to Jeff and Leonard from the Baseball and BBQ podcast. I'll see a lot of you guys in 2 weeks at the American Royal. We're going to be excited for that, but don't forget to tune in next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We'll have the winners of the Jack Daniels Invitational, King's BBQ. All right, for everybody here, thank you, Gooder Gang. We'll see you next week. We are out. Case, close us out, my man.
Good night to all of you wonderful people in Barbecue Nation. You too, California.